want to grow and live the life of our dreams. And, so how about this? Everybody name out one thing that you guys want to do with the freedom that you get from growing your businesses. So we'll start from this side. Patrick?
Travel, more family time.
Okay.
Financial freedom.
Yep.
Financial freedom and travel the world.
Awesome.
Travel.
Thank you.
Be able to help others.
What's that again? Good.
Be able to help others.
Yes. Thank you.
Get back to playing soccer and not worry about money.
Yes.
Open a yoga studio and a healing wellness retreat with yoga being the primary healing modality.
Awesome.
Traveling mission trips.
Very cool.
Stay-at-home mom and traveling with her family.
Awesome. So everybody's got goals for different reasons. So we'll talk a little bit really quick about our 90-day plan. So everybody imagine in 90 days. What date will it be in 90 days from today? Does anybody have a calendar?
Okay,
We're working on December 15th.
December 15th.
Okay, so December 15th. So everybody write that. If that's the date that you're going to go for 90 days from today, because we are like massive action going to do it, right? So write down that date on your paper. So we have 90 days from today to get this going. Okay, so I want you guys to think for a minute. In 90 days from now, what rank will you be? Will you be a consultant? Will you be a manager? Will you be executive? Where can you picture yourself in 90 days? 3 months. That's a long time. If we're doing full-on, non-stop action, where do you want to be? Take a moment and write it down. And then everybody think about how you're going to feel when you get to that rank. How is it going to feel to be executive in 90 days, right?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so how are you going to feel? And write down those feelings, Is it going to be like exciting? Or are you going to do something to celebrate? Are you going to feel free? How are you going to feel? Yeah, and some of it, if you guys don't mind, like, everybody just shout out one really big emotion. How you're going to feel.
Ecstatic.
Ecstatic.
Freedom.
Freedom, great.
Exhilarated.
Exhilarated.
Confident.
Confident.
Accomplished.
Accomplished.
Relax. Like
What?
relieved.
Relieved. Yes.
Overjoyed.
Overjoyed.
Exuberant.
Exuberant.
Intoxicated.
Intoxicated.
with the energy of actually having fun. Easy.
Without alcohol. Okay, so now think about also, we know we want to achieve executive, right? Everybody in this room, but what rank or what star do we want to be? And I know not everybody on this will recognize what the stars are, but we all know there's different stars, right? 1 star, which is 10 cycles a week. 10 cycles times, say, 54 is, or you want to be 2 stars, which is about 20 cycles a week. So 20 times 54, or 3 stars, which is 40 cycles a week. Where do you picture yourself in 90 days, doing everything you can to get there? Where do you want to be? So everybody write down kind of your goal. What do you picture? Do you picture yourself making 1,000 a week, 2,000 a week, or 3,000 a week?
1,000 a week.
3 stars. It's almost it's
40 cycles a week.
No, it's
Yeah.
weeks, 1,000 weeks about 2 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
500 a week, I think, is
Right,
1 star.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so do you guys still feel like you'll feel the same emotions whenever you achieve this goal, right? Do you have any other words you want to add to it of how you're going to feel? You're not just going to be an executive, which is the bomb, right? You get those like bonuses. You're going to have stars attached, so that means even more. So what is that going to do for you? Like really get in touch with it, just like close your eyes and imagine for a minute. What is that going to mean for your life? For me, 3-star means I can walk away from what I'm doing for my job, right? That's my choice. So I'll feel free. I'll be excited to turn in my notice. Doing some Facebook. You know what I mean, though? Like, so really get in touch with the emotions. Like, how am I going to feel when I hit this? Like, what is that going to do for my life? Everybody here wants freedom in one way or another. Picture it and find the words to like verbalize it on paper. How is it going to affect you in every different kind of way? For your job.
I have a random question.
Random answer.
What is it, go back to the stars, what is it 4-star again? Is that 50 cycles?
60.
Yeah, 60.
60.
Mhm. Like, how am I going to feel? What is that going to do for me? Is it going to give me more time if I want to be a stay-at-home mom? You know, what does that mean for me and my child? How am I going to feel about having that great time and traveling, you know, traveling and opening the yoga studio? Excited. Just really get in touch with those, because those are the things when we have our bad days that we're going to go back and look at and remember how that feels, and we're going to be like, yeah, this is so happening. And if you're watching on Google Plus, do this also. Write it down. Don't just listen. So start making your goals. Really just imagine.
What are your goals?
My goals?
Yes.
3-star within 90 days. I want to be executive. And I plan to be. I will be. I'm sorry. We got to talk this. This has already happened, right? I'm going to turn in my notice. I'll probably just be a PRN nurse so I can continue my contacts. And I want to start traveling. I'd love to homeschool my son as soon as I can figure out how to keep him in sports competitively at the same time. If I can. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. And we want to travel and grow and just continue to help people. And then we get to the next question, because it looks like almost everybody's done. What is your next goal after you hit this goal? So the next year, like you're going to hit in 90 days, you're going to hit this, right? Whatever you chose, like random people just kind of figure out what you chose. Your executive vibe, and then what star?
I am in a position where I wouldn't benefit from rank advancements.
Okay.
So I am going off just the cycles, basically. I would like to hit at least one star in 90 days.
Yeah.
And that would cover all my personal bills plus put money in the bank, save. And by that time, I would be able to start really traveling and doing what I want and building other teams in other places.
You continue to grow.
Yes.
Yeah, so it means a lot to you because it's giving you more freedom to not just pay your bills, but to like do the traveling that you're going to do, right, and helping others. And then anybody else have any ones they want to share?
1 star in 90 days, so my wife can stay home and we can grow our family.
Yeah, so you want to be at home with your child, you want her to be at home with your child, and eventually you be home with your child, and you guys can start doing more family time instead of working all the time, right?
Yes.
Anybody else? No? All right, so let's talk about what are you going to do to celebrate, right? Because this is some crazy work that we're about to do in 90 days. So how are we going to celebrate when we get there? Like, really put a lot of thought to this. You know, because you guys are going to deserve the reward, right? So for me personally, I have things set up to get to my goal. And once I achieve my goal, my intention is to go to Australia. And I'm going to work on also building a team in Australia at the same time. So it'll kind of be, tax write-off, but whatever. It'll be a lot of fun hanging out with my Australia friends, and travel. And I'm going to bring my son with me. So kind of think about, like, what are you going to do for you? What are you going to do for your family? Because they're going to make sacrifices. Make a deal together and a goal together to do once you achieve this. That way you can do it as a family or as a team group. You can even have like a team goal, because you guys are a team, right?
Yep.
So you guys can have like, oh, we're going to all go on this trip, or we're going to all, go celebrate or have a big party for our whole team. Just think of something you guys want to do. Road trip. Yeah. So where would you go?
Wherever the girls want to go.
Look at that. You're a smart guy.
Where are we going, Bree?
Have you traveled much?
No.
Well, you're gonna have to think.
No. I've been to New York. I got
We'll
you
have
beat.
this later.
Yeah, you guys got this. Just think about like something awesome to do. Like a lot of kids, they would love to go to Disney World with some family. So you're like, hey, just put up with mommy a little bit longer, and we'll go to Disney World. I'm about to get shook on by a dog. Hold on.
Grace,
Does everybody thought of ways to celebrate?
sit.
Does anybody want to share their ways to celebrate? Yeah. Okay. How are you going to celebrate?
I'm going to celebrate by going skydiving somewhere warm.
That is awesome. Somewhere warm and at the beach.
Yes.
Yes. Very cool. Anybody else want to share?
I'm going to go to Australia with you.
Awesome.
I need tax benefits to write off all this money that's coming in.
Very cool. Very cool. And you're also going to be working on a team in Australia, then, right?
Absolutely. Massive.
Tax right off the trip. Anybody else?
I'm going to advertise to everybody because at that point I'll be able to be completely self-sufficient and staying just on ice drinks if I wanted to.
Yep.
So everybody all my close friends and family, just leave as an example. So hopefully they'll follow suit, and by that time we'll just be able to start traveling and living that adventurous life. There's join David Woods with Adventure Club.
Ah, that's a good one. The Adventure Club. I think almost half the room was like, I want to do this Adventure Club today.
They didn't say much about it though. They just mentioned it.
You can find it on, I'll just say it on here so everybody has it, thekickasslife.com. And he has information not just on his podcast that he's doing 4 days a week, but he also has information on his Adventure Club. And they traveled, they did the Mount Kilimanjaro.
Kilimanjaro.
That one right there. So does everybody have their celebrations all written out? Right? Okay. So then what we're going to do is, we aren't going to do this right now, but we're going to write down to do it. So I need everybody to make a commitment right now that they're going to, sometime before the end of the night, make a list of 100 people. If you don't already have them. Can everybody make that commitment that they can make a list of 100 people? Even you guys in Google Plus YouTube Zone? Like 100 people. Can you guys make that commitment to do that tonight? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Because this is part of your 90-day plan. And if you don't feel like you can think of like 100 people, think of people that you want at your, like I love how Hillary Courtney says this, people you want at your wedding, people you want at your funeral. You know, think about your hairdresser, your insurance agent, like if they talk and they eat, then they're essentially somebody that you would want to talk to, right? And if you don't know 100 people, I mean, because it's not like you're going to call 100, right? You know, you're not going to call these 100 people. It's just so that you know that, like, when you go for the nose and you get that first, like, 20 no's, you're like, oh, no big deal. Call the next person, right?
Yes.
So everybody made that commitment. You wrote it down on your list to do it, right? Awesome. Okay. So let's start listing down traits of people that you want in your business with you. So think about people that you would love to work with side by side. And we went over at David Woods this weekend, what colors we are, right? Yellow, blue, red, white. Kind of think about what kind of people and the different colors they are, who you get along with more, you know, as well when you're doing this. Do you like those assertive, fast thinkers who are just like straight to the point and make decisions? Do you like the people who are, you know, fast thinkers but they are very analytical? You know, do you like the people who are like yellow and super energetic and hyper all the time and just talk to everybody who has a mouth? Or do you, what is the other one? It's blue, right?
Yeah.
The compassionate people who kind of like really slow at making decisions. Who do you visualize on your team? Think about these traits and be really specific here because you guys are going to grow so huge. You guys are going to be working beside these people. So you want to be selective, right, on who you invite. Like I love how Lori Lover always says, this is an invitation-only business. You know, you don't get in this club unless you're invited. So think about who you want to invite to do this with you. And another really good note, this is the list that PETA, I'm going to add on here that PETA Kelly has shared with me to help with, but be fussy about it and be really picky. Like be so specific about your list, about who you really want on your team. Like put a lot of thought. And if you need to go back, like if you're going to be really, really picky, go back and just keep picking it apart. Because like I said, these are people that you guys are going to the top, right? Right. Future leaders, we're going. So you need to like be very specific on who you want to partner up with and bring with you. Lock arms with. Okay, and then so who knows the next event coming up?
In Kansas City? Kansas City ICU.
No, there's one coming up soon.
ICU in Phoenix.
Yes, the ICU in Phoenix. And then, you know, this is probably going to be used in the future. So just, you know, look up the next events coming up in the next few months, right? And then make a decision and then make a commitment on what event you're going to attend next. Okay, so write that down. Like you're going to pick an event coming up in the next few months and you're going to make a commitment to go. And I would even say go a step further and make a commitment to bring at least blank amount of people with you, right? So somebody, I think they said this at Celebration, for each person that goes to an event with you, that's an extra $1,000 that you're bringing into your business. So think about that when you think about who you want to invite to.
Is that just a like a general statistic It's sticky.
Yeah. So that's what it does for your business, because events show really, I mean, we can share this all day long, but really events are what show us what the culture is, what the business is all about, right? So kind of like jot that down. You want to look and decide what event am I going to go to, commit, buy your ticket, and try to talk to your team to figure out who's going to go with you, right? And then you're going to figure out, you're going to think about it and think, what kind of sacrifices am I making to get there? Right? So like really imagine this. Because most of us are, not in a position where we can go to every single event, right? So you have to make sacrifices, whether it's like with family, whatever it's with, you're going to make some kind of sacrifice. But what is the common goal? We all want to achieve, executive and whatever star rank. So we have to make sacrifices to get there, right? So just kind of think about some of the sacrifices you're going to have to make. And then think about why do you feel, and write this down, why do you feel that it's so important to go to an event? Like getting to, really? Why do you guys think it's so important to get to the event? And then kind of like also think about it. If you, be honest, because this is only for this is for your benefit, right? So be honest to yourself. If you really don't think that you're going to make the commitment to go in the next, 90 days to an event, be honest to yourself and try to discover what the reason is. Write that down. This is just for you, right? For your benefit. So think, I'm not willing to make that commitment. Why am I not able to make that commitment? And jot that down. Got to get down to the nitty-gritty, right? Everybody got it? Okay. So what we're going to do now is I want you guys all to think really quick. And we all know what you want to achieve, right, in the next 90 days. First thing that comes to mind, name one or two things that will stop you from achieving your goal.
Negative self-talk.
Yep, negative self-talk. That's like everybody's issue, right? We saw Lisa DeMeo in Celebration, who's gorgeous and a millionaire, and you think she's on top of the world, but she has to shut that voice up all the time. So that's great. Anybody else have anything that's going to stop them in the next 90 days? Time, yeah. So what does Lynn always say? There's enough room in the box for a number. Exactly, not an excuse. So, yeah.
I'm not saying it will, but close friends and family are always, that do have a negative mindset, will always try and bring you down.
So what's something you learned this weekend that would help you move away from that and continue on your mission without letting that bring you down, negative family and friends?
Limit your time with them to a certain extent, and do not concentrate on them as far as ice cream goes. But allow them to be your family and friends.
Yeah, keep the relationship, right? Yeah, exactly, perfect. And just continue to recognize, recognition that this toxic environment is the most important, and then deciding if you're going to stay in that toxic environment and tolerate it, or if you're just going to put the blinders up, act like it's not going on and continue on your mission. Because we have 90 days that we're going full force, right? If we don't go full force, we're not going to get our goal. We'll have to start over again. So, everybody getting everything written down? Yeah? Okay. So next, I want you guys to think about what is your picture at the end of 90 days. Like you already talked about what you're going to do for celebration. So now, I want you to really visualize it. Tell me again, what did you say you were going to do? You were going to do the beach, right?
Skydiving.
Skydiving.
Somewhere warm.
Okay, so thinking about that, you need to imagine what you'll be wearing, how it will feel, like the sun beating on your skin, like a jumpsuit. Yeah, that's skydiving jumpsuit, goggles, whatever. But you know what I mean? Just imagine, really picture and imagine what you're going to be wearing. You guys are traveling. Imagine yourselves in the car on the road trip. All packed up, ready to go. Really get yourself there and imagine it, picture it. All the tiny details. Because putting yourself there and being able to visualize it makes it so much more real and so much more ready to happen. And that's the place you guys are going to go back to, because what happens when we all set out to, go for our goals, right? The universe is going to throw something in our way. And, the first thing we do when we get out of our happy-go-lucky environment is get interference. So, everybody picture what they're going to be, where they're going with it, all the details, how will you feel, how much are you going to earn a week by then? You guys got that picture in your mind? You have it written down? What rank you've hit. How do you feel about the efforts that you put to get to your 90 days? How do you feel now that you've achieved it? This is like tireless work that we're going to be putting in. How do you feel now about, is it like relieved that it's over and you get a break, you get to celebrate? Excited that you've helped so many people that have, because the number of people that we help really just shows up in our money, but that's like all relation. That's how many people we bless with the products and the opportunity, right?
I think hitting those goals, though, I don't think there would be it wouldn't be necessarily a relief, but more of a feeling of a snowball effect. You've already hit that one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably completely surpassed it. So, what's next? How am I going to keep building, keep progressing?
Keep progressing. So that's a really good point. So, you're right. Once you get to there, you're going to be like, oh, what's next? So you've already decided what's next. What's next for you?
Snowball effect. I just want to keep building it. I want to have at least 5+ good team builders on my team, and then to start traveling, trying to build other teams like it around the world.
That's awesome. You're just like right on track. You already know what you're going for after. So it's not like, oh, I achieved this goal. We're like, oh, we achieved this goal. What's next? Okay, here we go. And then you just start right back in. Take a little break, celebrate your happy dance, and then go for it. All right, so are you focusing on this every single day? Like, close your eyes and imagine, am I focusing on this every day? Can you commit to focusing on this, or how are you going to remember to focus on this? What are you going to do as a group? Like, you guys are, all based in Kansas City, and what's cool is we're not even all on the same team in this room. Not all benefiting from each other, but this could all be a commitment. Like, hey, we're going to all keep in touch, or we're going to have a group on Facebook or whatever, and keep each other accountable, and we're all going to do this, Like, what can you visualize yourself doing every single day? Who are you going to call when you're down and you're like, dude, I give up?
Sarah Root.
Somebody else cheerleader. Sarah is obviously bad at returning phone calls. So when Sarah doesn't answer, who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. You know what I mean, though? Like, yeah. Like, I'm there for anybody who ever wants help. But, it's like all of us just, we're going to do this.
Well, that's another reason to go to the events, the celebration, the New Year's kickoff.
Yeah.
So many awesome people that aren't even in your team that are willing to help you and keep you going.
Yeah, because that's like the great thing about this company is that it wants everybody to succeed. I mean, like.
If you know your energy, it's like you know theirs.
Exactly.
Like Eric Moore said, you alone, one person can push you off track, but if you 10, 15 people, one person's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
So it's the people around you to keep you on track.
Yep. And I say in this room right now, I mean, these are some committed people. We've been in a room all weekend long with like amazing information, but we could go home or we could just pick up our feet. But guess what we're doing now? Yeah, we're here because we all really want this. So it's a good example of some great people. Okay, guys, so we already talked about that, sorry. Off track here. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to talk about 5 disempowering what ifs. So, like, let's think about, we talked about this weekend with David Wood at University in Action, and if this is speaking out to the Google, YouTube people, Pete's, if you guys weren't there, you should totally be there. But they really talked about us recreating our story, right? So everybody has that silly little voice in the back of their head that says, oh, man, you're crazy. That dream is so huge, right? But it's those crazy dreams that really, those are the things that, it takes the whole universe to help us get there, right? So think about the first things that keep coming to your mind, like, oh man, no way, that's not happening. Think about those and recreate the story and put it in writing. So I mean, everybody's got them. You know, everybody should have something that's they're kind of like, oh man, no way, or I can't do this, or maybe even made your like goal not super high because you didn't know if you could make it or not, right? Just make something super crazy, unachievable, and then shut that voice up. Learn to recognize it, block it out, and write your recreation of it. So five positive what ifs for you guys. Like here's an example. A negative one is, what if I get too tired because I work so hard? And this is kind of funny because he just said it, but and my hair looks like crap one day. Or what if I love her. Okay, so what if I stretch myself too hard and I die? You know what I mean? Like, those are examples of goofy negative ones, but positive. You know, what if I stretch myself so much that I grow into an incredible leader? Like, you're just repainting the picture. You're reframing it. So think of like some examples. And if anybody wants to share an example of like a negative one that they're reframing, that would probably be really helpful too.
I got, what if I scare my friends away by approaching them?
That's actually probably a really common one, right?
Yeah.
Because people don't want to be the person that they run away from.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great. These companies are talking about that isogenic stuff again. So how would you reframe that?
What if I could have helped my friend, but I didn't approach him?
That is awesome. That's perfect. Does anybody else have one? A negative? Yeah.
Having recently switched network marketing companies, people might not want to follow me or have previous conceptions about having been approached in the previous one. But with New Empowering One, all that experience will better serve me here, especially because this is so much more connected to my true passion and purpose.
See, that's perfect. So you're reframing it also like, you think, because I was with another network marketing company before, and you're like, oh gosh, that girl, she's just jumping up new, you know, what is she selling now, right? But instead, you're like, oh my gosh, she's got all these skills and these tools, and she's going to be amazing, let's follow her. That's perfect. Does anybody else have any that they want to share that they're reframing?
What if my whole team doesn't like my leadership styles?
Okay, so if they don't like your leadership styles, how are you reframing it?
What if my whole team loves my leadership styles?
What if my whole team loves my leadership
That
style?
would be unstoppable.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Like, what if? What if? You know, I mean, it can go both ways, right? We can put the ceiling on there, or we can just say, what if we do this? This is so amazing. And I mean, everybody knows that I'm like pretty much the crazy dreamer. That I have crazy, crazy dreams. But, you know, what if? You got to have those dreamers out there, so dream big, you know? So reframe just like 5. Pick 5 things that come to your mind right away. Just be brutally honest and reframe them into positive. Yeah. Background.
Yeah.
No, because then you won't be able to hear when I start talking.
Turn it off once you start talking again.
Okay.
No, you don't want me to sing.
Get some old school instinct in there. Backstreet Boys. Start dancing. So just everybody be writing your 5 positives, reframed from the negative. Everybody's got that tiny voice. You know?
I don't know, after being with David Wood all weekend, I think that tiny voice kind of like almost stopped out.
So think about the ones you had before David Wood. Like, that's a really good point, right? Because all weekend, we have spent all weekend learning how to reframe it. So we're kind of not even that mindset. That's how I live also. I'm not, you know, people will have negative, and I can shut that voice up really easily. But think about some of the negatives that you do shut off automatically now because it's speaking.
Well, I think a lot of people, their negatives come off in different ways. Like, they do either have that little voice, or they've got someone extremely close to them, very negative in their family, or friends, their close circle, or something like that. So it's just a different way of dealing with it. You're gonna have to figure out how to turn that off, or you won't find your success.
Yeah, and then that all comes down to what? Confidence, right? Like we talked about also for this weekend. So if you have the confidence everything, then you don't worry
Education
about
is
that.
key and confidence at investing in yourself and keep learning.
Yeah, exactly. So what, Tori, are you still writing?
No, you're good.
Okay. So let's talk, okay, this is like the last section of the 90 day section, and then I'm gonna invite people to come up and share if they want, okay? So like, what are you gonna do this week? So just picture this week alone, right? We're Sunday, we're fresh. This week, what are you gonna do that 99% of everybody else that we know, is, you know, in Isogenics or whatever, is not gonna do to achieve your goal? So think about things that you're gonna do. What actions are you going to take every single day that most people are going to be like, okay, for the perfect example is, we all wanted to support David Wood on his Kick-Ass Live podcast, right? But only out of 100 and how many people were there? 103? 15 people did it. So in this room, out of all of you guys, what are you going to do that's different than everybody else? What are you going to do to make sure it happens? You know, or are you going to buddy up with an accountability partner and make sure that that person you keep in contact or text or something every day to make sure you're meeting your goals? Are you going to write down, like, I'm going to call 2 people a day? Are you going to make sure that you're listening instead of memorizing the words of songs in the car, like Lynn says? Are you going to listen to your audiobooks in the car, you know? And
You're staying in a hotel room, take the TV out of the room.
Yeah, or the remote, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe take it out of your house. You know, what is it? There's no BB and TV. I mean, I'm just saying. So think about, like, what are you going to do? How are you going to achieve your goals? Because most people have, like, great ideas and know what they want to do, but then they, like, when it comes up to it, they're like, kind of want to watch Grey's Anatomy tonight, so. This is 90 days of, like, sacrifice. You know, how bad do you want this?
Is Grace still on air?
I mean, I think you never rerun, I don't know, but. You have to think about that with the 99% of the world, what is the quote? It says, what are you going to do this week that 99% of people won't do so that you have what 99% of people will never have? You know, and if, how many of you guys have things like vision boards already? Right? 2, 3, 4? Awesome. So, how many of you know what a vision board is? Right? Okay, everybody. So, like, that should be something on your list, a goal, to make a vision board. It doesn't have to be anything like really or anything. Just put your goals in writing and look at them every day, because your subconscious will be working towards it, even though you're not consciously working towards it. And I'm a true testament of that, because everything I have on my vision board is, since I did it 6 months ago or whatever, it's all came through. And I have now I have a spot that I put them when I accomplish them. You know, so just put all your goals in front of you, because you'll get there. Even your 90-day goals, like, look at your date. You know, another really good idea is get your camera on your phone and take a picture and save that as your wallpaper. Because we have our phones all the time, right? Or, I mean, I do, even though I know the answer. So, you know, like, you're always looking at it. You're always working towards it, even though you're not consciously working towards it. Okay, so let's see. How are you preparing for the 90-day game plan? Like, how, you know, since we're starting now, right? Or I guess tomorrow morning. What are some things in your head that you're going to be doing to prepare for this? Can you guys think of some daily things that you're going to be doing? What are, like, are you committing to how many phone calls, how many times your story is going to be told by you or another person or a tool? What is it? Don't be a tool.
Contact 3 new people every day.
Okay, like 3 new people that you already know, or 3 new people?
3 new people. Try to, like, spark 3 new relationships every day.
That's good. So how are you going to do that?
Smile.
Smile?
Go out and talk to people.
And say, hello.
You're not gonna let every time I wanted to say hello, pulpit.
So that's what you're doing. So where are some places that we can go meet people?
Mall.
Everywhere.
Mall, everywhere. Exactly.
Volunteering.
Volunteering, that's awesome. Anybody else? Like,
Your work.
Grocery store. That's my favorite.
Gas station.
Gas station, yeah. I mean, cashier.
Yeah.
And are we going out there and meeting people and being like, hey, dude, you need to do this with me. This is so awesome. Or what are we doing? What are we really trying to accomplish?
Relationships.
Yeah, exactly. So we're just like making new friends, and if they want to do this and we find out that they're like awesome, you know, lock arm builders, then great. If not, then, you know, we've got great friends, right? I mean, eventually they'll lighten up. It's all So think about that, and then some other daily actions. What are some other things we can do besides being useful?
Journaling.
Journaling. So be more specific.
No matter how terrible your day was, or even if it was a great day, list just that one thing that made the day awesome, like one awesome thing that happened.
Yeah, exactly. That's perfect. So writing down everything. They were both right. So writing down basically every day what you're grateful for. You know, just at least one thing. Because when you start to see the gratefulness in everything, then you start to be appreciative and understanding of things, and your whole world opens up. Because as David Wood says, how we treat others is how. Say it loud. Say it loud.
Yeah, how we do anything is how we do everything.
And then
How we treat
And how we treat everyone is how we treat everyone.
how we treat everyone. And then it's how we treat ourselves. Exactly. So does anybody else have any shares of like besides meeting people? Yeah.
Back to my morning meditation, get my day start off right. 15 minutes of Deepak, get my hour of power to get my mind really right for the day, and that exercise to start my day off where then I can't be like, oh, I can't contact these people. I haven't gotten my workout in for the day, so just take care of all of that right away in the morning, so my mind feels right, my body feels right.
Yep. You're getting yourself in the right place. Like that's perfect. So that's great. So just to even just have the right mindset and physical and everything, you're starting off your day by getting your meditation in.
Those morning rituals.
Exactly. That's perfect. And you're probably going to pass that on and share that information with people also, right? Yeah, because it makes a difference. That's awesome. Anybody else have anything that they're going to do? Like daily rituals? So think about this. How ready are you to smash this out of the park? Like, how ready are you? Are you guys pumped up and like excited and ready to roll? Or are you kind of like, yay, yeah, like, yeah. And I mean, are you like really fired up? Do you feel it fired up? Or are you kind of like, yeah, 90 days. Yeah. And how are you going to keep that feeling? How are you going to keep that feeling of being fired up when we go back to our daily lives?
Remember the dance circle we did where people say no, you are.
Yes. Will you come up here and show that really quick? No, wait, demonstrate. Yeah. So I want somebody else to come up and demonstrate. Okay. So who's gonna come and demonstrate? We're gonna. So basically, for our friends on Google Hangout, YouTube, we did this really cool thing at University in Action this weekend where we were getting comfortable with being told no because people are gonna say no, right? So they're going to demonstrate kind of a miniature experience of what we went through. So here we go. Right. Hi, will you join my team? No. Awesome. Exactly. You guys are awesome. Thank you. So basically, it's getting used to the no and getting excited. You're reframing your mind. You're reframing yourself. So when you get a no, you're not taking it personally. You're like, woo, closer to it. Yes. That's exactly it. Would you say that out loud?
The yeses build my business, and the no's build my character.
Exactly. The yeses build my business, and the no's build my character. That's perfect.
Thanks for the practice.
No's aren't forever.
No's are not forever.
That same person could say yes later on down the line.
No could just mean they don't hate it.
Not that time.
Exactly. Not their time. And we still love them. Even though they don't understand yet. Exactly. That was awesome. Thank you. So can you guys feel it? Like the smash it out of the park? What gear are you guys in? We talked about belief at David's event. So think about what gear are you in? Are you like 0 to 10, 90 days from now? Are you guys in full force, like full throttle? 10, ready to roll, not going to get distracted by anything, the distractions of our life and the negative people? Or are you like, oh, about me? Are you coasting to 5? Like, where are you? Are you ready to like leap outside your comfort zone and get to where you want to go? How bad do you want this? You know, think about where are you and write down your number. And write down, that this is what you want. Like you're trying to smash this out of the park and how full throttle you are. Or are you coasting? Yeah, we're gonna try this out for 90 days. Yeah, I'll join the road trip if I don't make it. Does anybody want to share how full throttle they are, if they're coasting or they're?
I spent the last 2.5 years coasting.
Okay. So what changed that made you want to not coast anymore?
Just over time, the belief system builds.
Okay.
I heard from somebody, once you see it, you believe it.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth is, once you believe it, see it.
Yeah, exactly. And so over the last 2 years of coasting, how have you seen your belief grow just based off of like all the situations you've gone through and different things like that?
Just over time, the more people you encounter, the more energy that comes into your life. You just see other people doing it and you realize it's possible.
Yeah, exactly. And how many events have you gone to?
7 or 8.
7 or 8. So would you say that as you've been attending events, your belief has grown?
Yeah, events are key.
Yeah. So how are you working really hard on getting a lot of people to the events so they can see the culture and experience it as well?
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I would love to have 10 people the next event.
Okay, so in reframing that, I would love to.
I'm going to have 10 people the next event.
Yeah. Are you going to put that on your vision board? And you're gonna find somebody to keep you accountable?
Absolutely.
You and Troy are nudging, so maybe you
Right.
guys can.
We're sparking something here.
Troy,
Clean up each other's views.
Troy, do you wanna come over and share what sacrifice you're making to go full throttle and make it in the next 90 days? Because I think it's amazing, and I think you should. I mean, if you want.
Yeah, Troy!
Yeah! So here's Troy, and he's made some
Yeah, I'll
major
let you know,
sacrifices. Yeah, right there. Wave it.
How's it
Everybody
going?
knows.
Right.
Talk really loud.
Well, my sacrifice is that I quit my job on Friday. I'm actually not too long back from Australia. Came back to America with no money. I was working in a warehouse folding t-shirts, and I just decided that I'm going to take the leap of faith and go into Isagenix full time. So now I'm full time with Isagenix.
Awesome. So what made you decide to, instead of working and doing this, I mean, 'cause you're already working your butt off doing it, right?
Yeah.
So what made you make the decision to quit and go full throttle?
I just wanted success quickly. I wanted to be able to get back to playing soccer and not have to worry about money at the same time.
So would it be safe to say that Troy is making major sacrifices?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna be squeezing in everybody's. He's gonna be in everybody's house. But Troy's gonna do it, right? He's all in.
I'm all in.
Yeah. Okay, anybody else have any sacrifices they want to come and like announce that they're gonna do to big sacrifices, anything? I mean, it could be something like, I take my TV out of my house, whatever. I mean, like me, it would be being on Facebook,
Wait, you off Facebook?
No, minimizing, minimizing my use of Facebook.
I've got one question for Sarah Root.
Okay.
You say you have phone issues?
I
How do you have phone issues and you are just plastered all over Facebook?
So what happened was, it's always dead because I'm always on. Anyone has extended boundaries. Does anybody else have any like huge sacrifices they want to share that they're going to make this happen? Or if you want to share anything, like we can actually transition. So who can come up here and maybe let's do a couple shares on some things that we did this weekend, right? We did a lot of great practice, which do you all agree that really helped us a lot?
Yes.
So practicing.
Yeah.
How many of you have been to university or have been to University in Action before? None of us? What? Awesome. Okay. How many of you have been to ICU before?
Oh, yeah.
4 of us? 5 of us? Okay. So what do you think what do you think was different about University in Action versus ICU?
More about building yourself than when you went to business.
So building yourself and not just the business. And it's, what are like the biggest things that you think helped you learn and drive what you're going to do better than, I mean, I'm not saying better because it's different, right? Because ICU focuses on tools and then this focuses on self. So what are some things that you guys would say that maybe it's a practice, right? Practice, which we don't really do it often at other events. Okay, so do you want to come here and volunteer to practice with somebody at one of the things we learned this weekend? Hello. Okay, you get to pick somebody out here to do it with you.
Well, what am I doing? What am I?
You can pick which, there were 3 things that we had in it.
Right.
Pick one of the 3,
Okay.
and then pick somebody out here.
Do you have your template?
I know. No, I don't need it.
Okay.
She's got this. She's got
Well, since Ryan's gone, Anthony.
Oh,
Okay, and then you're going
Please
to
don't.
introduce yourself.
Would you prefer the money?
It's up to you. You're the female in the situation.
Okay, well, I'm Kenzie.
I'm Anthony Lover.
We'll do a how to make money. So this is how to make your money back plus more with Isogenics.
How do you want your board?
You talk really well. This is good.
Perfect picture.
Okay, so Anthony, you just signed up. You just not signed up. You just joined Isogenics.
Just started.
Just started Isogenics with the president's hat. So this is you. And who do you know that wants to make more money or lose weight?
Jim would like to make money.
2 different colored chalk.
That's
No, not at all. It's a different color.
Time out, guys.
Time out.
Time out. Hold on.
Can't see the chalk back
Technical.
here very well.
I can do a different one too. I've got them all down.
But,
It's gonna be something brighter.
Can you see that?
A little bit better, but still dark.
you see
Okay.
that one?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That one? Blue.
Third time's a charm. I don't know what I did. Sorry,
Little better thing. That's fine. It happens. Make me feel insignificant.
And then who else do you know?
Let's go with Robert.
I'm sure you know many people.
I know. Yeah.
Okay, so you want them to have the same success as you.
Sure
So you
do.
want them to get the president's tax as well as the best value for their money and the best way to start their success. So the company is going to reward you for each one that you set up with this hat with $80
That's amazing.
each. But you do this in the week. So Sunday to midnight, Sunday to midnight, it's going to double that to $160
That's incredible.
for a total of $320. And then because you sign those 2 up, they're going to give you $50 more.
And why are they doing it?
Because they love you
They love
for
you.
doing that. They're just so excited for you. So $370 total right now. And
That's
you
so
want,
funny. I'm almost
yeah.
back to my
It was
$559.
$559 is what you paid for your pass.
So I started cool.
And you want them to have the same success.
Yes,
Why
I
they
do.
started with
That's
the same
how,
path.
and that's how my business builds, right?
Exactly. So you're going to help them do the same thing and sign up their 2 people. Who doesn't know 2 people that want that?
Everybody needs it.
So every time you help your person get their 2 people, $100 extra. Send it there, and goes there. $200 more. $570. Not too shabby.
That's pretty awesome.
You've already
hey,
made-
I've
you've already
already
made
I've already
money.
made money.
But better. You do this in
More.
There's more. You do this in 30 days. $250.
Just because they love me?
Because you did it fast. They love you. $820. And who doesn't want $820?
And that's just the beginning.
That's just the beginning.
Wow. That's awesome.
And so would you guys say that practicing this weekend, doing this, was super beneficial?
I wouldn't have been able to do it.
Not before, right? And you did it so confidently and eloquently? And you can probably explain this over the phone now, right?
Oh, yeah.
See?
Yeah.
You guys are awesome. What? Hold on. Okay, we got it. All right, so that was awesome. So that's the compensation plan. And you guys out here already know this, but just for YouTube, Google, Plus World, you can get that video on isogenicsbusiness.com. You can scroll to the bottom of your videos and you can watch Lynn explain the whole compensation plan, which is exactly what she just did. So what were some other things that we learned this weekend that we really had to like drive home?
A 30-second story.
I think that hold on. She wants to do the 30-second story. Okay, here we go. Come on.
All right, awesome. I'm Alicia from Wisconsin. May I share my story with you?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, before Isogenics, it was a total sellout. I didn't feel like I had a direction or purpose. My good friend who works for Tony Robbins, who has a background in health coaching as well as personal training, brought this to me. I've been using the energy and performance products, and as a result, I've been able to truly reconnect with my passion and my purpose. which is helping people become happier and healthier versions of themselves. So now I'm excited every single day, and my future is super bright.
Okay, so how did you feel about your story before this weekend?
It was way longer, and I would digress.
We're really all over the place. So it's a creepy verbal vomit. Just so people were phasing you out, like kind of blank stares as you're talking.
Yeah, because I care about my story more than they do, and that's what I realized. Where it's like people
Get to the point.
absolutely.
I love it.
And that format to have the breakdown in a couple versions where to tailor it to different audiences. So that one was clearly more for younger folks who tend, younger people discontent and with where they're at and what they're. Yeah, super easy to tailor it to whomever or whatever. Their situation is absolutely.
So do you think this is something, because we have a template that you can go back and talk to your team about and share it with them?
I already have training set up for this week.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What? We're gonna go. This is 90 days of action. Okay. I'm so excited. Thank you for doing that. Can we hit the light too in your room? Okay. So we had one other thing that we learned. Okay. One other thing that we learned this weekend that was like really massive that we had to practice. Does anybody want to share? One of you guys want to practice up here and show everybody?
I'll do it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's communication.
Take your boo.
I'll go.
All right. So remember, announce who you are.
All right.
And kind of tell them what you're doing.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Taylor. This is my beautiful fiance, Marie, and we are going to what's it called?
We're talking about you meet her in the elevator.
Making an appointment.
Make it that.
Setting an
Okay.
appointment.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
You start asking me.
What is Isogenics?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Do you have an email address?
Yes.
All right. Well, would you give it to me and then I'll send you the link? No. Let me restart that.
Yeah. Scratch it and start again.
Give me your email address and I will send you a link. Show you the information you're looking for.
Okay.
I help you make it. I know.
Glad you do.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you a link with the information you're looking for, and then I will call you later on tonight. And if you have any questions, you can ask me. We'll just talk about what we discussed. I'm free from, what is that? I got that thing. 7 to 9. Are you free any time between there?
7:30.
7:30. Okay. And what's the best number to call you at?
Myself.
Got it. All right. Well, great. I will call you 7:30 on that number. Look forward to it.
Okay. Awesome. Wait, don't go anywhere. So, if you guys, how did you feel about doing this quick follow-up phone calls and everything, or follow-up connections before the event this weekend?
For me, it was nerve-wracking. Just because I didn't quite know what to say, and then now there was the template, and I can follow that, and then change it to my style. Yep. And so that way, I feel a lot more confident doing it now.
Because now you practice, and now you really have it down, right? So if you meet somebody who comes up to you and you're like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? You have so much energy. You know what to do, right?
Yes.
Exactly. So, and then what about you?
I'm just excited that I now have the right words to use because I talk a lot and I talk really fast, so I was just all over the place. And they look scared, so.
And I talk a lot too. I can just overdo my story.
I
have to verbal vomit as well.
Do you want to share your story real quick?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Share your 30-second story.
Okay. Alright, before Isogenics, I was mentally, physically, and emotionally stressed, and I didn't really know what my purpose was in life. I was introduced by Isogenics, to Isogenics, by my future mother-in-law, Stevie Hopeful, and she had been doing products for about 7 years now, and I've been doing them for about 8 months, and it's pretty awesome, I love it. And now that I've been Isogenics, as a result, I have been stress-free, and I have found my purpose, and now I am more confident, and I believe in myself more, and I don't know, I just love it.
I love it. I'm in. Yeah. You did great. But no, wait, no, you're not.
Oh, am I done?
Yeah. So how do you feel about your story now versus before the event was again?
Oh, just a million times better. So now I know what to say to people rather than the verbal moment.
Yeah.
Because I used to just talk and talk and talk, and sometimes I would tell myself in my head, hey, be quiet. Let them tell the short version.
Yeah.
And now I have that shortened version where I can tell them from point A to point B, or point A to point Z, I should say, and not have all
Without a face.
the mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. You see the glaze happen. Awesome. Well, I'm excited for you. Then awesome. Thank you for doing that. Okay, so does anybody want to come up here and share anything that they got out of this weekend that they thought was awesome? Anybody? Like this for everybody. Like what? Anybody want to share another? We got another share. Okay, here we go.
I'm Patrick Treese from Dallas, Texas. The biggest nugget I got out of it, because I made this business decision 2 weeks ago, is it is very key for newer, younger. Like it benefits everybody, but whenever you start off and you go to University in Action, you'll just steamroll from the beginning instead of fiddle paddling for a year or two trying to figure out what to do on your own or with just little events. David Wood puts you right on target and tells you, so it's really effective.
Okay, wait, I'm gonna hear. Okay, so this is your very first event.
Very first event.
Okay, and so what are you gonna do now when you have people join and lock arms with you? What are you gonna drive?
I'm going to drive pretty much everything I learned in this event. If an event's not coming up, I'm going to try and get them to practice everything. I'm going to get them.
Okay.
I said get them.
Okay, just wondering.
I'm going to get them to practice everything I learned in this event. And if an event is coming up, I'm going to do everything to get them to that event.
Awesome. Anybody else? Anybody else?
I have a nugget.
Okay, come share your nugget.
All right, it really helped me understand how to better connect with people and just initiating those conversations where it's about, kind of finding out who they are and connecting with them, building that relationship really first rather than being like, I'm going to get this person, and just really learning some of the language, some of the finer points, some of the good questions to lead in and ask them. So that was probably the biggest takeaway. And being able to practice that with real live people, that if you screw up 10 times, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's why I came. One reason why trainings are so fabulous. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person, and you can't say the right thing to the wrong person. It also helps you really understand that where it's like, next.
So, okay, so this is your first event too?
This is my second event, actually.
Okay, what'd you go to first?
I went to Celebration first when I'd only been in for 1 week.
Oh my gosh, look at her!
Crazy.
That's awesome. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so this being your second event, but your first real training event,
Right.
what are you gonna do differently with your business as you grow in the next 90 days to drive people to events? Because you think it's important, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so what are you gonna do?
I mean, just sharing that passion and just returning with the team I have and going back and immediately training them. They'll see that change in me. They'll see that value, and then they'll be like, I have to get there too. And as they begin to enroll people after I've trained them, because in our area, there's nobody else really doing this. The guy that got me started, he's in New York. The woman who got him started, she's on the other coast in California. So I'm in no man's land by myself. So it's really forced me to step up and be that leader now. Even at 6 weeks in, it's like I don't have a choice. Because I'm going to this house with or without anybody. So,
And like David Worry says, I'm climbing to the top of the mountain, and it doesn't matter what you say, I'm going to be at the top. You're going to see me either dead on the side or waving from the top, right?
absolutely.
Yep. Woo! So excited. Thank you. You want to share?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, big thing for new people is network marketing, just the entire business plan scares a lot of new people. So don't think of it as like Alicia said, getting people. You're just building relationships. You're just going out every day trying to meet new people. You're trying to actually be authentic with your relationships. You are being authentic with your relationships. It doesn't have to be an ice drinks conversation right off the bat. Just want to make those lifelong relationships. You'll be happier as a person, in a whole, doing that, being around more positive people, and I can start rambling on that for a while, but that was a big thing for me. That was my nugget. It's not network marketing isn't some scheme. It is really pretty lifelong relationships and providing a product that we have for everybody.
Yep. Wait, no question. Well, okay, so Lori and John have been doing this for a long time.
Yes, they have been.
So did you have a different perspective on things before?
Yeah, I've been on the project for 5 years, and I've been consistent with them since I was 19 or 18. And all through college, I never gave the business a chance just because I didn't want to listen to it. I was one of the biggest skeptics. And now I went to Celebrate. I've been to a few events, but and I've understood more and more, but it really clicked the Celebration, and it just made sense. And another nugget, I just want to quote from David Wood: "Shitty thoughts equal shitty life." I like that a lot. So the more shitty thoughts you're going to put in your brain, the shittier your life's going to be as a whole. I'll say rambling.
You got one, Troy? Okay, Troy.
The nugget that I've got is David would say, the person you were born to be and the person you've learned to be, that's what it is, the person you've learned to be to survive are two completely different people. So if you get involved with Isogenics, it will allow you to be the person that you were born to be, not the person you've learned to be to survive.
Okay, so Troy, what event is this?
Second one, I was in Vegas.
You're in Vegas. You were, and how long have you been with Isogenics?
About 3 months now.
Okay, so what are you going to do differently with your team as you grow in the next 90 days to show the importance of these events? Because you think they're important, right?
Yeah, definitely. Just train them personally, one-on-one. Take the time out to go to their house or get them to my house and actually just show them that they can be the person they were born to be if they really want.
But we also want to be duplicatable, right? So we're going to use these valuable tools, but do you think that just learning this information from Logan would have been as effective as you going to an event?
No, no way.
Right?
Learning it from David himself, but also being with the whole group of 100+ people and watching everybody else learn it, so much more valuable.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Okay,
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Yes.
I'm currently a chiropractor and a business owner already.
What's your name?
Ryan Hunter. One thing that a lot of people have trouble with that have never owned and run a business before is the idea of investing into your business. People don't like to spend the time and spend the money to develop themselves and develop their business, but it's such a necessary part to be able to grow, not only as a person, but as a business owner. To take the time to invest in the events to get there, to see the benefit, to grow your team, to grow yourself is the only way to make it happen.
Great. So, awesome. Okay, so you said you've been doing this for several years. You were the voice of the city.
About 3 years now.
Okay, and then so what made you shift? Like, go into that again. What made you shift and decide to really take this differently?
I was tired of sitting back and watching it pass away.
Okay, so what are you going to do differently in the next 90 days to really, show the events and really meet your goal?
There's always those people that you have always wanted to talk to, but you feel like you have the one shot. You want to make it right the first time, so you talk to yourself in your brain saying, well, I'll just wait until I get it right, You never talk.
Okay, so how are you going to do that differently? You can talk to your brain.
Because you know you're ready, you know you have the tools, it's just stepping out and doing it.
Yep, exactly. Awesome! It was somebody's first event today. Woo! Come on in.
How long have you been on the product?
Yeah.
I've technically only been on the product 3 days. My name is Sarah Gordon. I just started. I really came in on the product side, not really for the business side. but since going to the university thing this weekend, I've kind of changed that where I actually want to get more involved with it. But like for me, my biggest goal right now is just like winning the Ice of Body Challenge. That's really what I want to do with it. That's basically it.
Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, so, your first event, you were using the products a little bit.
Yeah.
And now you're like all in. What this weekend about David Wood's event made you shift and decide that you were going to try to, you were not going to try, sorry, you're all in the business.
Yeah. It was just the deal that I could, one, get my products paid for, the whole that if I get other people involved, then I eventually can get my stuff paid for, and that can help me further my goal of winning the Ice Body Challenge. Yep. And then also I want to get my family members, because I've got a lot of family members with health problems, and I want to get them involved. So, and they've got money issues too, and they hate their jobs and they want to do something new. So I want to give them the chance so that they can do what they do.
So you saw an opportunity to help free people from what the vision statement is, physical and financial pain.
Exactly.
So it sounds like you have a heart of gold and really want to help everybody.
Yeah, I really want to get my mom out of the job she just doesn't like right now because it's not fulfilling. I asked her one day, I said, Mom, what do you want to do? I said, if you could drop everything and do anything right now, what would you want to do? She took a big sigh of relief when she just goes, I don't want to think about money and I want to travel.
Yeah.
She's like, I think I just want to travel for a while. And I was like, I want to do that for you, Mom. So, because I want her to be happy, because she deserves to be happy.
Yeah.
So,
everybody deserves.
Oh yeah, everybody deserves to be happy.
Before you go, I am so proud of you because you didn't say it in exact words, but you basically used something that we did this weekend. So, what was the magic phrase that we learned this weekend?
If I had a magic wand and I could, if time and money was of no consequence, what would you be doing? Was something that David Wood shows.
How do you feel about that?
I love it. I think it'll actually help me help them bring it into Isagenix.
Yeah, and like your mom.
Yeah.
She sighed.
Exactly.
I mean, she sighed.
It was just something you could just feel it. It just would lift a big weight off of her if she could do it.
You have a huge why. Like, you're totally, is she going to do this, guys? Okay, does anybody else want to share anything? Any nuggets from, you haven't shared yet? I mean, no, you drew. You didn't share it. Yeah, that's true. I'm already pointing you out. I'll turn the camera down. Okay, Mom. You talk about that. So how many events have you done?
A lot.
Okay.
A lot, and I love them. I'll say I missed the last celebration, and I'm never missing it.
So are you in Benji too?
Benji, they are key.
I heard.
Go to events. Go to events. They're so important. They raise your belief system. I always love the quote, motivation is like taking a bath. You can't just do it once and say, that's good, I'm clean forever. Like, you have to keep doing it to stay clean.
So everybody write this down.
Motivation.
Say it multiple times. Yeah, say it again and say it so everybody can hear you and they write it down because that is awesome. I've never heard that before.
So motivation is like taking a bath. You can't just do it once and be done. You have to keep doing it. You have to keep doing it. Keep getting motivated. Keep listening to things. Keep going to events. You have to stay motivated.
Okay, so one really quick thing. So you're an event junkie also. What are you going to change in the next 90 days for your business to help really drive it? Are you going to work on people going to events? What are you going to do differently?
I'm definitely going to work on people going to events. I know a lot of my people don't want to spend the money for the tickets, and so I'm going to be willing to pay for them to go to the first one so they see how important they are, and then they'll start getting their team members to go, and they'll be excited to go to the event.
Yeah. Or you can even offer it as a prize for people who reach a certain thing, right? So director, manager, whatever. This is what we're doing, and you're doing it as a team, and we're going, and then you have a big 90-day thing at the end, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Anybody else want to share before we close it up? Because we don't expect everybody's time. No? No. Okay. Well, I think this was great at the end of our 90-day. I'm going to do one last thing. If anybody wants to announce it to the world what their 90-day plan is, hold themselves accountable, we're going to open that up.
Anybody want to like remember we're talking about comfort zones, guys. Are we going to stay in our little bubble of our comfort zone? Are we going to step outside into our uncomfortable zone? Or are we going to like leap into the unknown zone? So who wants to come up here and just announce to the world what their goal is in the next 90 days and make it happen? Yes, I know. No, do it. Okay. Some people scare the crap out of me, but I'm going to talk to a stranger every day. I'm going to find somebody. If I just go to work and go home, I'm going to go to the gas station and talk to somebody. I'm going to find strangers.
Go shopping.
Go shopping. I'll go shopping. Anybody else? One thing they're going to do to jump outside of their comfort zone. They want to share? Anybody? Patrick?
I've already shared. My goal for 90 days is to hit 1 star. Actually, I wouldn't like right below 1 star is fine with me, but yeah, 1 star. Yeah.
Yes. You know what you're going to do?
Huh?
You know what you're going to do to get there? Like something uncomfortable?
Oh, just gonna talk to everyone that I've been meaning to talk to.
There you go. Your list.
Yes.
Anybody else? Going?
Oh, before you get started, I'm gonna start talking to people about the business and not just about the products.
Where's the steal the thunder?
Hey,
Basically, my 90-day goal is one outside my comfort zone is to build the business, like to teach and train anybody that I sign up how to do everything that I just learned how to do. That's it's not really outside my comfort zone, but my goal is to help someone else be successful. I don't necessarily want to be executive in 90 days. I want 3 managers, 4 managers that are successful. And that'll just help me benefit in the future, but it's helping someone else succeed will help me succeed.
Anybody else? Right. I am going to turn my chicken list, we all have them, those people we're terrified of calling, I'm turning them into my $1 million list. And I'm going to pick up the phone, initiate those conversations, work on that relationship, work on that connection, and knock out that drunk monkey in my mind when they start talking to me. Drunk monkey! Yeah. I love you. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do.
What I'm going to do to step out of my comfort zone is go up to at least 3 strangers every day, hug them, and ask them when was the last time that they had a real hug. I don't know when the last time I had a real hug was.
Troy, are these going to be females or both?
I'm being honest.
Maybe you want to start off with the question instead of just grabbing somebody. Say, when was the last time we had a real hug?
I'm just going to ask them. Can I hug you and hug them and then see when was the last time you had a real hug?
Okay. I'm gonna urge you to step outside your comfort zone and hug some guys too. Hey, anybody else?
Sure.
Yes. Okay.
Alright, next 90 days, I'm going to do 3 or more connects per day. If I'm feeling great one day, maybe I'll do 6. I don't know. I'm going to be 2-star. And I'm going to not only be 2-star, but I'm going to cycle 20 times every single week consistently.
In 90 days.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
It's only impossible if you think it is.
Exactly.
Alright, so my next 90-day plan is to become Star Executive, along with talking to 1 new person every single day. And also, I want to include the business aspect on the product, because I have the person on the product.
You want to or you will?
Or no, I will. I will do the business on the product with them.
So that's awesome! Okay.
All right. My 90 days goal is to become a 1-star executive, just so I get my feet wet. That way.
I know you're jumping in.
That's not fair. You make me jump in. But yeah, that's my 90-day goal is to be a 1-star, and then build from there.
My 90-day goal is to create and give back. I want to help create another 5 to 10 consultants by that day, which is not the highest goal, but it's something that I feel like I can attain, but it will push me beyond the limits I've pushed myself so far.
Are you going to share yours?
Oh, well, I didn't share mine, didn't I?
I can't remember.
Okay, if I didn't share mine, I'll share mine real quick. So my goal is to be paid as executive, 3-star, turning in my notice, excitedly dancing, celebrating the notice.
As you turn the notice in, you're going to be...
I will be dancing on the
You're
way
happy
in,
dance?
turn my notice in, and then I'll be boogieing all the way out. And these are the things I want to achieve, but I'm really excited about doing this with everybody. Like, I don't care whose team you are on, I lock arms with whoever is ready to go, and like, let's do this together. So I'm just excited to have like young energy with me that we're all going to do this, and I just know like we're all going to be at New Year's kickoff, right?
Yeah.
Really? Like, yeah, 2 of you are going to be at New Year's kickoff? Can everybody like show me who's going to be at New Year's kickoff? Yeah! I was going to say, you have like energy of a 10 and everybody else is like a 3. Like, do it again. Everybody, who's going to be at New Year's kickoff? There we go. That's who's going to be at New Year's kickoff. We're all going to go together, bring our team. So thank you everybody for listening, and I hope this is valuable, and have an awesome day.
Yeah, you got it.